Hello lads, it has been a while. The car is disgusting and my hair is far too long. Welcome to how to shift faster in a manual car whilst not blowing up your gearbox and whilst keeping it safe and consistent. I've owed you guys a video in a while now. It's mainly because of me working again. We're back on Twitch and YouTube and everything's going swimmingly. So it is a fantastic time for me to bring videos back. And I thought I'd bring it back to the roots with this one. So thank you guys, and thank you to everyone who's been badgering me about the uploads and where they are. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go. So, something that people ask when they get back into driving and they start getting into it a little bit more is how do they shift quicker? How do they change gear faster for when they're accelerating, even when they're decelerating? So how do you change down a gear faster? How do you go up and how do you go down faster? Well, we're going to talk about how to do that, and we're going to talk about that not just by itself, but also how to do it consistently and without being overly damaging to your car. Because obviously if you're slamming gears, you're dropping the clutch really hard. That is putting more wear on the gearbox. That's shock load. So you're putting a lot of load through things like synchros, through the clutch and through the actual gearbox itself if you're just slamming the clutch and popping it out really fast all the time without rev matching properly.
On a side note, I went and got a coffee before I made this video and left all the sugars and everything right in front of the gear stick. So if you see them flapping around, try and ignore them.
What we're going to do is we're going to go on a little drive, and I'm just going to show you guys a few examples of different ways of changing gear at different speeds. So changing gear at a normal speed kind of looks like that, right? You're being very smooth and consistent with the clutch. You're being very smooth with the gearbox. When you start getting into driving a little bit more, you can be faster with the gear change itself, right? That's a sort of fast, normal gear change. You can be fairly quick, smooth and consistent without being over the top and ridiculous. One of the main first things I want to mention is make sure you're putting the clutch all the way in when you're changing gear. Don't cheat it and try to put the clutch half the way in. There's no point, it's not going to save you any time, and if you're quick with that foot anyway, you're literally going to save 0.001 of a second for something that's going to do more damage than good over time anyway. So it's all about that consistency when you're changing gear quickly, right? You want that shift to go in first time every time, and you do not want to be missing gears. That's the one thing I see of people with these crazy power shifts, is they're going to go from second to first whilst redlining, and they're going to blow their car up. It's pretty much as simple as that. And the same is the case for downshifts, right? They go from fifth to fourth, and then they'll slip it into second or something. And one of the things that's quite cool to talk about today, and we'll go through it, is making sure those shifts are smooth and fast at the same time. Oh Christ, we've got two learners. The first to second shifts, I know people have a big problem with, and it's always because there's such a big difference in the ratios, right?
So here I'm going to show you two examples of first to second gear changes. These are different in the terms of the first one is me letting out the clutch as soon as the gear goes in, and the second one is me taking a little bit more time, letting the revs drop and match the road speed, and then letting the clutch out quickly. So the first example is going to cause you accelerated wear on your clutch, your gearbox and your tyres. The second one is going to be just a couple hundredths of a second slower, but you'll be changing gears in a way that will save you a lot of money in clutch bits and gearbox bits.
Okay, so let's go over that first to second shift real quick. That was pretty much as first into second as fast as the synchros would allow, and I just popped the clutch as soon as the gear had gone in. What you'll notice there is there's quite a loud thump from the front end. So what's happening there is your tyres are spinning up. If you've got really grippy tyres on your car as well, you'll probably get quite a loud bang when you pop the clutch. That is all your suspension taking up a load of load, that's your gearbox, and your clutch taking up a load of load as well. I'm saying load a lot. The difference between those two first to second gear changes is the first one, we just popped the clutch as soon as the gear went in. So as soon as we got it from first to second, bang, clutch out, right? The second one, we spent a little bit more time waiting for the revs to drop so we could pull the clutch out still very quickly, but after the revs had dropped down and they'd matched the road speed. So the difference between the two is probably not a lot when it comes to 0 to 60. Because that first fast one, there's a lot of wheel spin, especially in higher power performance front wheel drive cars and even rear wheel drive, right? But the second one was a lot more gentle on the clutch, transmission, tyres, all of that. And you probably won't have lost that much time. Just because if you're spinning the wheels anyway, you're not going anywhere that much faster. I would say between the two of those techniques, the first one, if you really have to do it, go for it. Keep in mind the potential damage it's doing though, right? The second one, I would do that more on a regular daily basis because you're putting so much less strain on your car in general, right? So it is your choice which one you want to do. If you want to save yourself a couple tenths of a second and you have endless budget for bits, slam those gears, go for it, right? But there is a pre-warning of the load you're putting on the car, right? If you're a bit more conscientious, you want your bits to last longer, then take your time. And it's not even like you're taking much longer. You're just waiting for the revs to drop and you're being smooth and gentle and progressive. That's fast whilst being mechanically minded. There is something I've seen people do, and it comes up quite a lot in motorbikes as well as cars, is before you change gear, you can put a bit of load on the gear stick so that when it comes to changing gear, it slips in more naturally. And this can help. So we'll give you an example of that once all this traffic's gone. So, third to fourth, a little bit of preload on the shifter. It does go in that little bit quicker. So guys, please remember whenever you're trying to increase the speed of your shifting, do it in a way that you build up slowly. Don't go straight into trying really quick second or third shifts. Please take your time and increase it slowly and make sure you're getting it consistent, because again, consistency over inconsistent missed shifts, because missed shifts aren't just embarrassing, they're pretty dangerous. In a rear wheel drive car, you can end up spinning into things. In a front wheel drive car, or any other car for that matter, you're probably going to blow things up and or damage them beyond repair most times anyway. So, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've got a little bit out of this and kind of had a bit more of an insight into the Cupra as well, because this is the first proper video of this style that I've done with this car. Make sure you are following me on Twitter at Paynos TV, Instagram at Paynos TV, and join the Discord and all sorts of bits. The description will be full of my social media information. And if you have any questions, of course, make sure you drop them in the comments. Thank you so much for pestering me to release videos. I am back on it. If you want to see videos on a scheduled basis, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you soon, and make sure you drive safe. Peace.